Hi, this is Dr. Barrett from Vibrant Life Center. Just giving you an update to boost your immune system while all the coronavirus is happening. Everybody's trying to stay safe, stay healthy, stay home, social distancing, all those things. And we're going to talk a little bit about what you can do nutritionally. So main things nutritionally, it used to be what we learned in high school and college was that your white blood cells were your primary defense. That's your immune system. What we know now, that's your backup immune system. Your number one primary defense is all the bugs that live on you, in your mouth, in your nose, in your GI tract, in the reproductive tracts. This is the primary immune system. These are Lactobacillus acidophilus, these kind of bugs. This is your defense before your defense. It's what keeps the staph from colonizing you. They're there living on you. They're symbiotic. They're using up your resources, so it prevents the bad bugs from setting up shop and having something to eat and live off of because they've already set up shop. They're already there, and you're supporting them. Think about it like this: like you have a nice Kentucky bluegrass lawn, right? And you get a couple of dandelions. You go pull those dandelions out. But really the idea is you want to feed your lawn and keep it healthy so dandelions can't set up shop. The downside, and the people who really struggle with this, are people who have had antibiotics a number of times in their lives or recurringly, people with like UTIs, respiratory infections, sinus things, they keep getting antibiotics. That crowd is particularly at risk, and it's just like this dandelion story. Let's say you don't like the dandelions on your lawn, and you go get Roundup herbicide. You're going to kill everything. This is the same as taking an antibiotic because you have a bacteria that one bad bacteria amidst all your good bacteria. That one's kind of running the show. So you take this antibiotic, but it kills everything. It's just like putting Roundup herbicide, ground kill on your lawn. If you never plant grass seed again, what grows is just whatever in the atmosphere floating around is going to land on your lawn. And there's always weed spores and seeds flying around in the atmosphere. There's not much for Kentucky bluegrass. You gotta plant that grass again if you do that. So the same is true in our systems. This is why kids who get antibiotics for ear infections get another one and another one and another one, because you basically kill the dandelions and all the lawn, and nobody plants grass seed again. So if you've had antibiotics, and most people have, you have to start taking probiotics immediately afterwards to repair that damage and build up your microbiome again. Some crazy stuff about how big a deal it is. There's 100 to 1,000 times the number of bacteria cells on you and in you than your own cells. Here's another one. I hope you're not eating lunch. The mass of a stool. If you remove the water, 2/3 of it is these bacteria. These bacteria live in your GI tract. They eat your food. They break it down for you. They make vitamin B12. They make some nervous system stimulating, I shouldn't say stimulating, they're actually communication chemicals of your nervous system. They found that people with anxiety actually have a mixed match of screwy bacteria in their gut. Anyway, long story short, you need these guys for your immune system. It is our primary immune system. So once bugs get past that, then your white blood cells start calling into order. That's why when you're going to get a white count, high lymph cells, that means you're past this and you have an infection, right? Anyway, long story short, to tell you that main thing in immune system health is some kind of probiotic. We use this one here, Visbiome. I don't know. You can order it online if you want. This has got like 8 or 10 strains. Again, we don't know what all the strains do. But there's 112.5 billion per capsule, 60 capsules. So it's one of the most cost-effective ones. Also, we know that they're really quite good. Sometimes you get probiotics and they've been around on the shelf forever and they're not very valid. These are shipped on dry ice. They have a temperature sensor in the box when we get them here to make sure they haven't been left on the trailer all weekend. January, nobody cares. It's all good. But the refrigerator to keep them live, right? They're live bugs. And then, of course, they're transferred to the refrigerator in the office. So main thing here, so a healthy dose. What's a dose? Adults, one capsule a day, 100 billion, something like that. If you got GI problems or autoimmune problems, well, then we would suggest, 200, 400. But just everyday stuff, 110 billion is fine. Can you use anybody's? Sure you can. They're all good for you. Eat your yogurt, just not the fruit on the bottom. That's too much sugar. You're just causing a bunch of inflammation along with your probiotics. But really replace them like that. Second to that is this D3. This D3 comes with probiotics. It's a great tool if you're not going to be taking separate probiotics, good, but they're only like 10 billion. Oh, by the way, kids dose for probiotics, 10 to 50 billion. Adults, 100 billion. So back to D3 now. D3, 5,000 IU per day for adults. Kids, 1,000 IU per 25 pounds of body weight per day. If there's a lot of stuff going on, you're sick, or you want to take a little bit more, you'd probably take more probiotics and more D3. You could use 20, 30,000 D3 for a little bit. D3 is a fat soluble, so you can't use high doses for a long time. 5,000 is the dose that it takes 80% of people to get at like 65 level in their blood. Now, if you go get your blood tested at the medical clinic, you'll be told that it's normal at like 25 or 30. That's pretty low. Below that, so in medicine, here's the thing, a diagnosis, what's abnormal is when you're sick. So rickets, below that is where rickets is. That's, softening the bones because you don't have enough vitamin D. Well, there's a long way, this is called the therapeutic window. There's a long way between rickets over here and too much vitamin D over there. Long ways. So there's 25 over here and 100 over here. If you are, below this 25, 20, you got rickets. In this middle here is where your immune system can work, and you get up to 100 or something. Past that, you probably don't need to be past that. If you're dealing with cancers and things like that, vitamin D is very helpful. So you want to be 70 to 100 if you're dealing with, breast cancer, colon cancer, things like that. But immune system function, really 50, 65 is kind of where we want to be. And that's going to take 5,000 a day for most people. Unless you got GI issues, malabsorption, leaky gut, things like that, then you probably have to take 10,000. And you should just get your blood tested to figure out where you're at. You probably have to take 10,000. Also, vitamin C. I'm sold out of it already, though. I can't show you the bottle, but it looks like one of these. Vitamin C. Typical dose, 1,000 a day. If you got stuff going on, 2,000 to 3,000 a day. If you're expressing symptoms or people around you are sick, take 2,000 to 3,000. This is an antioxidant. It's used in detoxification. It's used in cell respiration. It's used in all kinds of processes in your body. And it's found to be helpful in protecting against immune system problems. If you smoke, you should take 5,000 a day because it's used in the liver to detoxify all the stuff, nicotine and everything else. So if you're a smoker, special purpose, move the vitamin C up on your list. You need to take twice as much as everybody else if you smoke cigarettes. Lastly, on the immune system front is zinc. Zinc lozenges, though. You can take zinc. People take like 25 milligrams of zinc. Our nutrition is low in zinc. Our diet is low in zinc because of how we farm. They farm the same crop on the same field every year. We've known this. The government put this out in 1939 that you have to have zinc in your diet as a supplement because of the way we farm, which is the same crop every year rotating, and it depletes the soil of its nutrients. You're supposed to, I'm no farmer, but you're supposed to rotate the crops to replace the nutrients and things like that. But anyway, zinc lozenges. This is basically it's a vitamin C and zinc, chewable, suck on the things. So if you got something in the throat, in the nose, nasopharynx area, you suck on these. And zinc is what's called bacteriostatic. It means it doesn't kill bacteria, but it doesn't allow the bacteria to let me see, put that down. Bacteria, round cells, right? They get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then they turn into two cells. Oh, you got two bacteria. Well, the cell volume, that cell membrane in bacteria, has to keep building onto it, and it uses sulfur. But in the presence of zinc, it makes a mistake and it grabs the zinc and it doesn't go anywhere. So it stops. It's bacteriostatic. It doesn't grow. So you don't get more bacteria in the presence of zinc. So that's why you would use that. And it only works on contact. So you just use it when you got a sore throat and you suck on those things, 5 or 6 of those things a day, and that helps. So anyway, these are the things besides sleeping. That's the main thing. Sleeping and doing these things are the main enhancers to your immune system. So during all this stuff, coronavirus stuff, you're going to want to be doing that. You can buy these things online. To be honest, there's nothing super special about vitamin D. Some of the other vitamins, it is very, very important where you get them, but vitamin D is pretty well absorbed as long as it's D3 wherever you get it. So we'll have some more in next week. So anyway, Dr. Barrett from Vibrant Life Center, thanks for tuning in.